Behind the bright lights, endless food, and cheerful atmosphere, there's another layer of cruising few passengers notice. Cruise companies keep certain things hidden like advanced monitoring systems and casinos designed with built-in advantages. Even regular travelers are surprised when they learn how much goes on behind the curtains, and sometimes these realities can quietly spoil a trip if you're not aware. In this guide, I'll reveal 9 lesser-known truths only ex-crew usually share. No matter if it's your very first voyage or your 10th, knowing these can reshape how you approach life on board. From cabins that crew themselves avoid, to the constant watch over guests, and the facts about organized excursions will break it all down. But don't worry, it's not just bad news. I'll finish with a positive reason why cruising is still considered worthwhile by many workers. Let's start with one of the most overlooked secrets: onboard casinos. Many passengers assume the rules are the same as those in Las Vegas or Monaco, but they're not. Cruise ship casinos operate under maritime regulations, which means they can set their own standards. The odds are often tilted further against players than on land, giving the house a stronger edge. Former crew mentioned that payout rates can be adjusted during the voyage. For example, when the ship is packed and the casino is busy, machines may be programmed to give fewer wins. On quieter nights, they might loosen up to keep guests playing. Most travelers never realize how flexible the system is and how it subtly encourages passengers to spend more time and money gambling at sea. Another little-known fact: you're being watched almost everywhere on the ship. Cruise lines run an extensive network of cameras, not just in public areas, but also in hallways and near cabin entrances. Security teams monitor behavior closely, tracking anything from arguments to suspicious movements. The purpose isn't only crime prevention, it's also liability protection. If an incident happens, video evidence helps the company defend itself legally. Passengers may feel they're on a floating resort, but in reality, they're under constant surveillance, with staff ready to step in if rules are broken. Not every cabin on a ship is equal, and crew members know exactly which ones to avoid. Some staterooms are located right under nightclubs, theaters, or pool decks. That means loud music, moving chairs, and constant foot traffic until late at night. Others are near engine rooms or anchor mechanisms, where vibrations and mechanical noises can ruin sleep. Crew insiders will quietly warn friends and family to stay away from these problem cabins, even though they look normal in the brochure. Here's another insider secret: crew members know exactly how to eat and drink without paying extra. They don't just rely on staff cafeterias. Many develop friendly connections with bartenders or kitchen staff who quietly provide leftover premium meals or unclaimed drinks. Here's another insider secret: crew members know exactly how to eat and drink without paying extra. They don't just rely on staff cafeterias. Many develop friendly connections with bartenders or kitchen staff who quietly provide leftover premium meals or unclaimed drinks. Passengers often assume everything not included in their package costs money. But crew realize there are always workarounds, like accessing certain buffets after closing or using staff-only supply routes to grab snacks that would normally carry a fee. Some crew even tip bartenders in local ports with cash instead of ship credits, ensuring they get stronger pours or accidental free refills later on. It's not an official policy, but it's an open secret among staff who know the system. Passengers who notice these tricks sometimes get the same benefits if they're polite and friendly. A smile and casual conversation with staff can go a long way in unlocking small perks you won't see advertised. For seniors especially, these little extras, like a glass of wine quietly topped off or a dessert brought directly to the cabin, make the trip feel more personal. Cruise lines don't highlight this because they want everything to run strictly by the book. What most passengers never realize is how tough life is for crew members. Many work contracts that keep them at sea for 6 to 9 months straight, often with only a few hours off each week. Cabins for staff are tiny, sometimes shared by up to 4 people, with little privacy. These quarters are located deep in the ship, far from windows or natural light. Shifts often stretch to 10 to 12 hours a day, and days off are rare. While passengers are relaxing by the pool, crew members are usually running around making sure every detail looks perfect. The reason many accept this exhausting lifestyle is simple. The pay, while low by Western standards, is often much higher than what they could earn back home. For families in developing countries, cruise ship jobs are still considered opportunities. This is why crew members push themselves so hard. They're not just working for themselves, they're supporting parents, spouses, and children back home. Behind the smiles you see on deck, there's often deep exhaustion and sacrifice. The entertainment on cruise ships looks effortless, but behind the curtain, it's tightly controlled. Every show, from Broadway-style musicals to comedy nights, follows a strict schedule designed to keep passengers spending. For example, main performances are often timed just before or after peak shopping and casino hours. This isn't a coincidence, it's a strategy to funnel guests towards spending more once they're energized by a show. Performers themselves are usually under intense pressure. Many rehearse daily, even while working long hours at sea, to keep the quality consistent. Injuries or fatigue are common but rarely mentioned publicly. Part 22, there's also a hidden rotation of acts. Cruise lines bring entertainers on board for only part of the voyage to keep things fresh. Passengers think it's variety, but really it's a way to maximize efficiency and reduce costs. Another little-known fact, some shows are shortened versions of famous productions. They're carefully edited to fit time slots and avoid paying for full licensing fees, yet passengers rarely notice the difference. All of this ensures that while guests are enjoying themselves, the cruise company is also keeping expenses low and profits high. It's entertainment, but also smart business. One thing most passengers don't realize is how important cleanliness is on a ship. Since everyone's living in a closed space, even a small flu can spread quickly to hundreds of people. That's why crew members are told to disinfect busy areas like railings, elevators, and dining tables several times a day. But sometimes it's done more for show so passengers feel safe. Another secret is that some buffet food may be reused. The dish you see today might have been out yesterday too, just reheated or decorated to look fresh again. Crew members admit the biggest risk of illness comes from shared utensils at the buffet. That's why they suggest always sanitizing your hands before eating and, if possible, using your own spoon or fork. In some cases, when a contagious illness breaks out, the ship may quietly close areas like the pool or sauna. They rarely announce the real reason to avoid causing panic. So if you want to stay healthy, take your own precautions. Wash your hands often, use sanitizer, and stick to foods made fresh in front of you, like omelets or pasta. Another hidden truth, not everything you lose on board gets a full investigation. If you misplace a wallet, jewelry, or suitcase, security doesn't always treat it like a crime scene. According to former crew, unless it's serious or involves violence, lost items are often handled quietly. The ship wants to protect its image and avoid public scandals that could hurt future bookings. Passengers are usually told to double-check their cabins or file a claim through travel insurance. If nothing valuable is involved, the matter often disappears without resolution. Some crew also mention repeat problem passengers who report fake losses to get compensation. This makes it harder to tell who is genuine and allows small thefts to slip through unnoticed. Tips to protect yourself: always use the in-room safe for valuables, don't leave bags unattended in public areas, avoid showing expensive items, and photograph your suitcase contents before boarding to have proof if something goes missing. Some excursions aren't as safe as they look. While brochures show exciting activities like ziplining, swimming with dolphins, or exploring ruins, former crew say not all trips are properly vetted. Certain third-party vendors may cut corners or lack proper insurance. In some countries, regulations are loose, which can increase risk for passengers. Not all excursions are run directly by the cruise line. If something goes wrong, like an injury or getting left behind, the company might avoid responsibility, leaving travelers to handle problems themselves. One former assistant cruise director recalled a guest slipping on an unmarked trail. The ticket was quietly refunded, but the passenger dealt with medical bills alone. Safer options include booking directly through the cruise line, checking reviews beforehand, and asking if vendors have liability insurance. Don't hesitate to walk away from anything that feels unsafe or disorganized. Alternatively, plan your own day in walkable, safe ports. A self-guided beach day or city tour can be cheaper, calmer, and safer than chaotic excursions sold on board. Your cruise card is more than a room key or payment method, it's a tracking device. Every tap, swipe, or scan logs data about your movements, purchases, and activities. This information is shared across departments, from casinos to spas to guest services, helping staff identify high spenders, potential complainers, or people causing issues. One former guest services worker shared that passengers with unpaid tabs or frequent complaints could have restrictions applied without their knowledge. High rollers, on the other hand, may receive perks automatically, such as priority seating, extra services, or complimentary items. Your cruise card essentially determines how staff treat you. This system also influences onboard privileges. Being polite, tipping fairly, and following rules can improve how crew interact with you, while negative behavior might quietly limit your access to perks. Tip: treat your cruise card like a digital passport. Track your spending through the app or guest services and always ask questions if something seems blocked or restricted. Life below deck for crew is very different from what passengers see. Cabins are small, often shared by multiple people, and usually have no windows or natural light. Crew members work long shifts, often 10 to 14 hours a day, 7 days a week, with few breaks. Contracts can last 6 to 9 months straight. Meals and entertainment for crew vary by company. Some have decent options, while others offer minimal facilities. Staff often eat in separate cafeterias with simpler food. One former bartender recalled coming off a 12-hour shift to a cold meal and broken air conditioning in a cramped cabin. Privacy is minimal, and comfort is sacrificed to keep operations running smoothly. Understanding crew life helps passengers appreciate their work. These are the people cleaning rooms, serving food, and keeping the ship running, often with little rest. Being polite, tipping generously, and showing patience can make a huge difference. Crew often reward kind passengers with extra attention or small perks. Many free perks on cruise ships, like champagne at art auctions or complimentary spa consultations, come with a catch. They're designed to get you interested so you'll spend money. At art auctions, guests are offered bubbly while a lively auctioneer entertains them. The pressure to bid often leads people to spend far more than intended. Free perks like spa consultations or cocktail tastings are often used to encourage spending. Enjoy them, but set limits to accept the perks without feeling pressured to buy. Being aware helps you have fun while staying in control of your money. So now you know the hidden side of cruise life, from the tricky casinos and surveillance to the tough life of the crew and the secret perks most passengers never see. Use these tips to cruise smarter, stay safe, and enjoy every moment.